you know, that was a time in my life when I was kind of worldly type of person,
Yeah.
and I had met this beautiful Swedish a girl in New York, and she told me, you know, her father was a general in the Swedish army, and so she said, "I'll come by and pick you up for Christmas," and she did. She drove her car from New York all the way down to South Carolina,
Oh
and
my.
then she picked me up, and we went to Coral Gables. And then she spent Christmas with me and my family here. And of course the interesting thing was when I said to my dad, I said, "Dad, Birgitta and I are going to use my room here." And he said to me, looked at me in the eye, and he said, "Arthur, are you married to her?" I said, "No." "Well, then you're going to sleep outside, Arthur."
That was that.
That
Wow.
was good. That was that. Good for him.
Yeah,
I
man.
applaud him. I wasn't married to Pegida, so I had no business sharing a room with her. But
Of
that's
course
not the
not.
way I felt then, you know. And everybody at the base, they hated her because she was so beautiful. And we went to a mixer. We went to one of these NCO clubs where you dance and all that. And all the guys, they try to get her away from me. They would ask for a dance, the next dance, and then they would say to her, "What are you doing with that guy? You should go with me."
Well, Arthur, so this is like, so what was her name? The Swedish girl, Helga.
What?
What was the Swedish girl's name?
Her name was Birgitta.
Birgitta. So did Birgitta come then? Show up for your graduation? Was that it?
Yeah, she was there at the graduation, and she picked me up because our graduation was on the 22nd of December, and she picked me up. She was there with a car, and of course, when the drill instructors found out her father was a general, I mean, there was a certain amount of law here. She was not only beautiful, but she had a European class. In fact, she reminds me somewhat of a first lady, you know, a European type person.
So what happened? So what did Birgitta do when all these guys were trying to, you know, separate her from him?
Well, it was the women Marines. When we went to these mixers, they had female Marines there too, dancing, and they hated her because she was so classy compared to them, and so that was an interesting situation. She went on to work with Scandinavian Airlines as a stewardess, and then she married a MIT professor who's an art teacher. And I talked to her just last year. She said, "If I'm in Sweden, please look her up." I mean, it
So
was
Arthur, she's still
unbelievable.
married.
I haven't
She's a
talked to her
widower.
in
Widow?
decades.
She's
What?
widowed now. Is she a widow now?
Yeah, she's a widow now. She's a widow. Her one son is a medical doctor in England. He owns a castle, and her daughter is a doctor, and then she has a son who's a marketing director for a big firm. I mean, she's got these children who are all adults, very successful people, and she married into no. I think she married into nobility. She
Wow.
married into the family behind the Reuter Shields, Reuter Shield, not not Reuters, but Reuter Shield. The guy who started the money thing about transfers, electronic transfers.
Right.
It's his name. It's something the United States government uses to when they when they do sanctions on somebody like Iran,
Yeah.
they deprive a country from having electronic funds transfers. That's the kind of that operation was founded by the uncle of her husband or something.
Oh my. So Birgitta is probably still beautiful.
Yeah, I saw her picture with this older fellow at a party. I mean, she looked great. I couldn't believe it. I mean, Brigitte Stolbrink, that was the lady I knew, Stolbrink.
Well, that was
And
interesting, Arthur. Well, listen, Arthur, this is a very interesting interview. It's always interesting to talk with Arthur from Coral Gables. Always has
well,
fascinating stories.
I just think, look, Bill, it's very interesting that Donald Trump got 306 electoral votes, and of course, George Soros, he did his utmost to destroy that number, and so he bought off a couple of electoral voters, and so the end number was like 304 or something. But the official results after the elections were 306, and I thought, my goodness, I was in platoon 3006, and I came from 3601 Durango Street, and I was born on 3642. You know, what does this mean? I think the Trump administration has and I are some kind of intertwined here somehow.
There's a connection, Arthur.
Yeah, it's interesting. Of course, you can do that too, Bill. I mean, you can look at yourself and your numbers and all that, and you can make associations. You know, everybody has a story to tell, and I'm sure they can come up with something.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I do. Well, Arthur from Coral Gables, once a Marine, always a Marine.
Yeah, that's what they say. I went to the birthday party a couple of years ago at Duffy's Tavern, and it was a lot of fun. I made a video out of it, and the singing in there, the beer drinking, and the storytelling, and it was great. It was really great.
Arthur, I'm gonna really put you on the spot. Arthur, I sang a little bit. And that, by the way, what I sang was that was not a real cadence. That was just a joke. But
what's that?
Can you sing the Marine Corps hymn?
Gosh, let's see. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. I mean, I forgot the rest, unfortunately.
Why'd you stop? That was getting good.
I mean, I should have had the words here available, but I forgot them.
Don't worry.
A lot of things that happened to me after I left the Marines. A lot of things have happened. You know, I was in combat intelligence in Miami. We were part of a bilingual group of people who were supposed to help in interrogating prisoners of war in Latin America. It was very good training. I went to Cuba twice, Guantanamo summer camp with the Marines, the Miami Fort Anglico, and we had one Russian speaker, Alex McKeon, good friend of mine, and then Bob McNichol. You met him. He passed away, unfortunately. I think it was last year, the year before that, and his father was a professor at the University of Miami, the Hispanic department. And everybody else spoke Spanish or Portuguese or Russian and English. And so when we went to our training, we also went to Quantico one summer to learn combat intelligence and so on. It was very interesting.
Great. That's it's a very interesting tour of duty for Arthur of Coral Gables, a man that I owe a coffee to and a beer when I returned. One of my favorite cities in the world is Coral Gables. Yeah, really.
Yeah, the city of Coral Gables has been blessed. A good friend of mine, this is a theological statement I'm going to make to you. I hope people don't get upset. But he said that when the angels of destruction come to destroy everything evil in the world, they're going to spare Coral Gables because the architecture here is special, and it has a certain elan to it.
Yeah.
It'll stand, but all those flat top buildings in the city, they're going to be gone. This is what he said.
Listen,
that's very interesting.
Absolutely, Arthur. We got to continue this another time. Listen, thanks a million, and
you're very welcome, Bill.
Semper Fi. I mean, as a dad of a Marine,
Semper Fi, Semper Fidelis. It's amazing, really. And your son, I wish the best for him.
Thanks. Yeah, pray for him, Art. He needs it. It's been rough.
I will. Remember, tell him about St. Michael, how St. Michael helped that Marine in Korea.
Oh, yeah.
He could actually get all his buddies to have a devotion to St. Michael because St. Michael literally saved the life of a Marine by the name of Michael, and the story appears in the TFP.org website.
Yeah, I saw that. I read the story. Very good story. Arthur, listen, great talking to you. We'll talk again. God bless you.
Okay, Bill.
And
I'll try to remember the hymn next time.
Come on, Arthur. All right, no problem.
God bless you, Bill.
Bless
Thanks
you,
for
Art.
calling.
My pleasure.
Right. Bye-bye. Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.